Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday. It's hard to believe, but we are in the first week of September already. And this week, September 4 through 10, actually happens to be National Suicide Prevention Week. So we thought we'd go back and we would touch base on this topic again. In construction is the number one industry for mental health issues and for suicide of all the industries that the BLS keeps data on. And there are a lot of different reasons for that. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about it. Now, I just got back from a trip to Tucson to visit my son at college, and being from Seattle and seeing the homeless issues, the mental health issues, the drug abuse issues in Seattle, I did not expect to see the same problems in Tucson. I figured that our problem was somewhat isolated, not whatsoever. I mean, Tucson is an inhospitable, very hot place, and everywhere I looked were people with mental health issues, drug abuse issues. I mean, it was all around us. It was rampant, and I was incredibly surprised. But I shouldn't be, because this is a major epidemic going across the country, and I don't think it's just isolated here to the U.S. I think it's probably a global problem. Excuse me. If we look at the why part within construction, construction is an extremely male-dominant industry, and as we probably know, there is a machismo culture to construction where men are tough. And when I say men, 97% of the construction industry are male. That leaves only 3% female. And of that 97%, male tend to be real rough and tough. They're less likely to ask for help. And many of them are from their 20s to their 50s, so they're in that prime period of their life. About 38% of the construction workforce is between the age of 45 and 64, which means that more than 60% is less than 45 years. That means from high school age, graduation age, up to about 45 years old. And we're seeing a lot of mental health issues in that age bracket. Some other things that can really lead to this is moving from job to job. The travelers, it's really hard on their families. We've seen it time and again how difficult it is. It's, the divorce rates are high. There are a lot of issues that come with traveling. It's very, very tough. You also have the reality that schedules may change. There may be the demand of a lot of hours being worked when on the road, and these things can all lead to mental health and or potentially drug abuse issues. When the season comes to an end, there are layoffs, and with layoffs means there's a lack of income. Maybe benefits go away, employee assistance programs go away, and these are all things that can lead to these issues. And I know that when I worked construction, physically it was very hard. It took a toll on my body. You kind of dreaded going to work in the morning, and at the end of the day, you came back exhausted, completely worn out. Now, I was a laborer, and I'm glad I got to experience that, because I can relate to what it's like to do that work on a daily basis. Oftentimes, at the end of the day, the workers will go self-meditate to cope. They might start with drinking. It may lead to other things, but ultimately, mental health, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, they all kind of go together. And one thing that we also know is a lot of veterans come out and they choose construction as a career, and we know the effects of PTSD, which is a whole nother topic that we could talk about another day. But it's really important that we just think about this, think about prevention this week, since it is Suicide Prevention Week. There's some websites out there, mantherapy.com, talkspace.com. They have great resources, and they encourage people to get help if they need it. Seek it out. Don't put it off, because it's really important. And I think that in reality, every one of us has some level of anxiety or mental health of sorts, and it's really important that we're looking out for our fellow man, fellow woman, and if we see any signs or any issues that they might be going through something, stop, ask questions, ask them how they're doing, and really dive into and be present with them. And if you can be that person who can help, we sent an email out to our entire field team last week, and one of our people spoke up and said, there have been a couple of occasions where I noticed something and I spoke up, and I feel like I prevented a potential suicide. That's a huge deal. The little things matter. The things we do matter. So keep an eye out. Let's talk about it. And also, I forgot one other thing, Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. Make sure that you have that number posted out on your job, so that if people have issues, they can call that number. Again, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. they can get answers to their questions and get help if they need it confidentially. So hopefully that helps. Go make a difference this week, and we will see you next Wednesday.